Hello everyone. Welcome to deep internal work inside of your body with me, Aliyah. This journey is for both men and women. And for the first time, it's going to be a special kind of guided somatic work. Because before we begin traveling through your body, I will be sharing anatomical information with you. The better you are aware of the design and location of physiological details, the more effective this work will be for you. Today we will be working with sciatic nerve, a nerve that is so important, yet not much known about it. And if you just Google, most of information is dedicated to problems and pain that is called sciatica. It's a very common symptom that happens in many of us. However, there is a lack of understanding of abilities of this nerve and what kind of role it's playing in the self-development process of human being. So in this work with me, we will first review the location and function. Then during the journey itself, you will be learning about its hidden abilities. And the final goal is to let this nerve rest, reset, and recharge. This is going to help not just your legs, but your overall sense of peace for yourself. Feel free to share the effect of this journey, what you felt, and what you observed in the comments section below. So let us begin. In this part, I'm asking you to watch this video. Sciatic nerve is the largest nerve in the body. It is both the fattest and the longest nerve in the body. And in fact, it is even wider than the spinal cord itself. It starts in the lower back and ends in the soles of your feet, or even tips of your toes actually. It belongs to peripheral nervous system, which means it grows out of your spinal cord, not from the brain, and is mainly known to execute two functions, motor and sensor. So you can move your legs and feel skin and muscles in your legs. So let us look closer. First, biggest roots start growing from your lower back, and to be precise, they branch out from L4 and L5, where L stands for lumbar spine vertebrae, and S1, S2, S3, where S stands for sacral spine. Despite that anatomy views this nerve as the back side of your legs or pelvis, it actually starts at the front of your pelvis. And this is very important. And then it dives in and through the spaces in your pelvis. And I'm not going to give you Latin names here because it's not the point of this video. And the more simple, the better you will feel it in your body. So don't push yourself to memorize words or location, because during the journey you will see how easy it is for you to know, like really know internally, your sciatic nerve. So as I said, it starts at the front and crawls to the back side and then travels all the way down to your feet. You have two legs and two sides of the pelvis. So you have two sciatic nerves on each side that mirror each other. And it has very peculiar origin. If you look closer, sciatic nerve has so many roots that create a whole network that fires up or calms the energy inside your whole pelvis and your legs. This whole area is called sacral plexus. It's a massive network of nerves that intersect, interconnect, and interact in the sacral area. And we can for sure call this area as a separate brain. Some call it second brain. So this junction of electric highways are responsible for your lower back sensations and health. for example, kidneys, for your reproductive system, and I'll cover some details here. It impacts your digestive system and eliminating system. And most of these roles are executed by sciatic nerve. So it's more than just a nerve, as they say, that triggers muscles to contract or relax and let you feel the skin and the muscles in your legs. It's because today anatomy is delivered in a very limited way that separates one tissue from another, and nerves are viewed separately. And body doesn't work this way. Body is one whole system. And if you look here, you can see that lymphatic system with the whole complicated network of nodes and cardiovascular system with blood is also participating in creating the sacral plexus. And these three types of tissues, nerves, blood, and lymph, create a perfect system of communication, transmission, and experience. Nerves conduct electricity and impulses to generate actions. Blood represents nutrition, transportation, but also electricity, because there are ions that constantly move inside of the blood, and this movement creates its own electric field. Lymphatic system represents transportation, information, purification, and defense. And all three together are really one living, sensing, deciding, and achieving biological mechanism. Now I would like to zoom in and show you a little bit of the reproductive network of the sciatic nerve. Though there is no complete map of the smallest nerve ends here, and also considering that each one of us has unique number, length, and pattern of the nerves, they are all different in all human beings. But it's impossible to give a precise view because there is just lack of information. However, it is enough for you to have a glimpse of the scale and complexity. So I'm going to show you male and female pelvises with genitalias. This is male's pudendal nerve, a branch of the sciatic nerve that spreads through and inside of all urinary reproductive system, and also it impacts digestive system. It means it is not only responsible for primitive actions that are related to sex, but its role and function are much deeper and impact even mental health of men. It was hard for me to find image that could show at least approximate amount of nerve ends, though it is known that penis contains around 4,000 nerve endings in the glans or just the head alone. And this is only what we know, which means what our technologists are able to measure. The nerve fibers also connect to all anal sphincter pathway, to bladder, and let's remember that sciatic nerve started in lumbar spine, which means there is connection with kidneys. And then it impacts urethral canals and down to the bladder. So sciatic nerve activates the whole urinary system. And how many men have problems with this area? Pudendal nerve also supplies with energy all muscles of the pelvic floor. Now, female's pelvic extension of sciatic nerve is also called pudendal nerve, and is even more complicated because there is also uterus and ovaries, just the body of the clitoris that is known to have more than 10,000 smallest fiber connections. And the same pathway from kidneys, urethral canal, and the bladder. Women have more sensitivity in this area in general just throughout the month because of the cycle existence. This area receives a lot of hyperstimulation through sexual frustration in humans. But sexual frustration is a symptom of deeper problems. It's the stress response. It's the coping mechanism and different addictive patterns. because all that leads to the dark side of the sexual engagement, from addiction to masturbation and porno. And most often people do that in a situation when they are not actually sexually stimulated in a positive way. It secretly happens in a state of anger, frustration over stress, or even fear. So in a way, it's a coping mechanism for these dark emotions. And such behavior becomes impulsive action to overstimulate sciatic nerve and drain the whole system. Because every orgasm, especially in such negative state, is like a little death. It's a shock kick impulse to frustrate and activate nerves to such extent that a release explosion is necessary. And that gives a temporary sense of relief, but in fact is not a sign of relief at all, but a sign of a depletion. So mostly we humans consider this area and its role for very primitive functions. It's whether reproduction or sex. But here is the question. Is such complicated and intelligent system of information, transportation, sensitivity were only designed for two things as sex and reproduction? Is that all we are capable of? Hopefully, this internal work session will give you a different perspective of your own body. Now let us dive into the legs, and then we can proceed to practical part of this class. There are many painful symptoms inside of the legs that people have that are not usually linked to sciatic nerve. For example, varicose. Women are more prone to it, but men also have it. For example, some men have varicose in the veins of testicles. And Western medicine does not connect sciatic nerve with varicose because they are so-called two different systems. So varicose is a constriction of blood vessels in lower limbs, and sciatic nerve is nervous system. But what does varicose actually mean? That vessels are not receiving enough of oxygen and electrostimulation to transport energy into the legs. It's working enough only to supply main organs of the torso. Another very insignificant issue that we have, but do not pay enough attention, is cramps in the legs, in calf muscles and ankles. So what causes cramps? Have you ever asked this question? And some people say it's some kind of muscular fatigue. Actually, some people have more cramps than others. Some people have regular cramps. So this all signifies that electrostimulation inside of the legs is disrupted. Twitching legs during sleep is something we overlook as well. But this gives a restless night when your body doesn't recover through sleep. Restless feet, which actually begins in the head or the mind. Restless, rushing mental pattern. Constantly worry and fear are triggering restless feet. When mind believes that there is so much to do in such little time, mind is everywhere in 1 second, and feet are not able to catch up with all of the plans and strategies of the mind. So, despite this big distance between your head and your feet, I must say they are connected directly. After all, they are two ends of one. This means that your legs and head communicate and exchange energy simultaneously. And finally, we talk a lot about grounding today. Many people believe that to become grounded, they need to walk barefoot, or dance, or go hiking, or do certain spiritual rituals that will help them to become grounded. But you can't become grounded if you are disconnected from your feet from inside. Legs and feet are like roots that grow down and receive electromagnetic stimuli from liquid iron core of the earth. Earth always emits this energy, and this source of stimulation is always present and available to us, but not all feet are opened to receive it. And this is what we will be working on in this class. It is to change your perception of your own legs and feet, and hopefully open up your mind so you can open up your feet as channels to connect with natural elements. And now, before we dive into the journey itself, let us do a small exercise. So here you can see the anatomical structure. While you are looking at this image, I would like you to feel the areas that I will be highlighting. So just bring your whole awareness to your pelvis. And despite there is only one side, you will of course feel both sides of your pelvis and legs. Bring your attention to your sacrum. Just feel the bony, hard structure. And now feel the right wing of your pelvis. Feel the sacrum again. And now feel the left wing of your pelvis. Now sense the whole pelvis, left and right, together. Feel your sacrum. Now from the sacrum, without analyzing if you are locating it correctly or not, feel the first upper vertebrae. Continue even if you are doubting in what you are sensing. Feel your sacrum, the whole pelvis, the nearest vertebra, the next vertebrae, and one more up. Try to feel them together, these three vertebrae. And as you are feeling them all together, I want you to be aware of this nice, warm, subtle tingling coming through and from the vertebrae, as if they are emitting some energy from the spaces between them, from all directions. Very good. Now feel that this energy emitting travels down, passes inside and at the front of your sacrum. And as you're looking at this image, start concentrating this emitting energy into actually awareness of the nerves. And start taking these sensations down. So from the front, it becomes bigger and stronger, more thick, and starts traveling to the back. So somewhere passing through the buttocks muscles, traveling more down, behind your thigh, the back side of your knee, the back side, and through the whole squishy muscles of your calf. Then branching out and feeling the sensation traveling to the top of the foot, spreading out like branches or roots of the tree, and reaching to the tip of your toes. And then feel the branches again in the calf, running down to the heel, and following the passage of the sole of your foot. Creating a whole network running through the sole of your foot to the tips of your toes. Now you can pause here and let go of your focus from this area. Now the theoretical part is over and we are shifting to the main practice. This is a good moment to adjust your place and position. Make sure you will not be distracted by your phone or people around you or anything in your space. Throughout this journey, you have to remain seated. You can be on a sofa or on a bed and leaning back so you have a support. Because if you will lay down, you may fall asleep. And it is necessary for you to stay conscious and be active participant of this internal work. You can take a moment to add pillows or rearrange anything you need before we begin, because the comfort of your position plays a big role. So you may pause the video to take care of this and then come back. And now to begin, let us first take a step back from all the information that I have just shared with you. Just let it go, because your priority is to discover your own unique physiology. And be open-minded to allow your body to show what you have, where it is, and what is the quality of it. And now when we are all set, you may close your eyes if they are still opened. Take a deep breath and start relaxing your presence inside of this body on each exhalation. Take a moment to witness this breathing process. Become curious of its mechanism. Become curious of how it's working. How air element enters and your body expands. And then notice that tiny gap just before the exhalation. Notice how your body releases renewed element. So when you inhale, there is one quality of energy coming in, then there is a slight gap, and then completely new energy exits. What enters is not the same as what exits. As if inside of you there is a secret hidden process of how one element transforms into another. Becoming an independent observer who senses the inhalation, expansion, followed by the gap in which something happens. And exhalation, release. Now use your mind to expand the borders of your breath. While the physical breathing flows into the lungs, the energy of your breath will follow your mind anywhere. This is how powerful your mind and your energy are together. Inhale and expand the energy of your breath down to your belly. And guide it to expand down to your pelvis. Inhale into your pelvis. Breathe into the front of the pelvis. Now to the back. Now send the breath to the center of the pelvis with all its contents, organs and muscles. Breathe into all this physical structure, using your mind and energy to execute this action. And right now, I would like you to become aware of one fact. First of all, admit that right now you are relaxed and calm. You are connected to your body in the most special way. You are literally embodying yourself. And second, and most important, it's been really easy for you to get to this place. So I would like you to admit, accept, own this, to remember. Becoming peaceful is easy and natural for you. It's what you do best in life. And if before you thought otherwise, it's just because you forgot, or because others say it's hard. But your body is just here saying, don't listen to what others say. Listen to me. Be with me. Breathe with me. You are here with me. You cannot be there with them, with anybody or with everybody, because you already have the body, who is the only one who you have constant and continuous connection with, relationship with, and communication with. Feel that your body is saying all of that in a language that only you can understand. And now let us move forward with this new realization and see how it will become even more easy and more pleasant for you. Now, when you're occupying your lower pelvis, it's easy for you to feel your lower spine. Remember those lower back vertebrae? The last three? Sense them all together. It's the frontier between upper back and pelvis. Expand your breath to this place, right here in this vertebrae. Breathe into the vertebrae. Breathe between them. Inside of them. Can you already feel the nerves that emerge from the spaces between the vertebrae? Can you feel the subtle sensations? Do you notice that feeling the nerves is different from feeling the vertebrae? Let's try together. Bring all your awareness and sensitivity to feel the vertebrae. the solidity, the surface, density, and weight. Now switch to sense the nerves that emerge between these vertebrae. Don't they feel completely different? Can you feel that? Sharpen your focus on this unique sensation of the nerves. Do you remember that in this place where sciatic nerves emerge out of the vertebrae, it has the thickest density? Here it is wider than the spinal cord itself, which means that the amplitude of neural activity here is more dynamic. Now drop yourself into this neurological, vibrant activity. Your whole presence, awareness, and internal listening. And start scanning through this energetic resonance inside of the nerves, lower down to the front of the sacrum, inside of the pelvis. Do you remember I mentioned this part when I was showing you the image? It's the only part where sciatic nerves go to the front. Slide to this place and sense it. Sense the dynamics of the energy here. And continue diving where sciatic nerve changes its route towards your sit bones. And start crawling down the back of the legs. Sense this part of the sciatic inside of your hamstrings, like two rivers of energy flowing down. Entering the space behind your knees. Flowing down into the calf muscles. This electric current running down into the back of your ankles and spreading out into two surfaces, the sole of the feet and the top of the feet, and connecting at the tip of your toes. Now, stay here in your toes and look back at the whole pathway. While you were traveling down, did you feel that some parts of the sciatic nerve's pathway were giving you stronger vibration, faster electric charge, or slower, quieter, or louder? Maybe somewhere it was more tangible and somewhere it was subtle. So here, take your precious time to check through every nerve in each leg, every part of it. Take your time. Okay, now what you have been just doing, we can label it as gathering signals, information from your body. In this case, from your sciatic nerves. We will be using these signals and information in order to continue diving and learning from your body. So as you found these places in the nerves that have different quality and intensity, can you please choose the part that gives you the most pleasant sensations? It's more comfortable, more stable and soothing. It just feels more right, maybe more natural. And it can be in one leg or in both legs. So pick your spot. Gather your focus here to listen deeper to this specific part. And when I say gather your focus, it doesn't mean a sharp laser-like focus where you tense yourself and put so much effort to concentrate. The true focus is quite opposite. It's when you relax your senses and bring your full presence and awareness to observe something. It's a soft and gentle focus, allowing everything else to subside and go to the background. So you have ability to play with this focus, moving yourself really close to face the dynamic in this part. These comfortable sensations in this part of the nerves that attracted you is now becoming more clear, more real. Being so close and present in this part, you have ability to capture the details. And let us remember what the nerve is. It's like a channel or flowing river of electric charged waves. Capture these waves. It means these waves have a rhythm. Sense it. In science and anatomy, any electric wave implies information that is being transmitted. Transmission of energy means expression. Expression means that it has its own language. And those pleasant sensations that brought you here is the language being expressed by your nerve. This gentle, subtle tingling is like a whisper. Shift your perception to listen to this whisper. Relax and open yourself to hear and receive information. What does your nerve whisper to you right here? This message may come to you in any form: a word or a thought, a vision or sensation. In whichever form this message came to you, let us unfold it, which means I would like you to focus on the sensations of this message. You are going to zoom in, dive in to the meaning of this message, as if this meaning is a space that you enter. The words or a vision is opening details, and it's like you are inside of a quantum level of this electric impulse of the message that you received. Give in. Give your full self. Let go of control and submerge into this message and energy that is a sentient, wise phenomena that knows what to do, knows how to work with your presence right here. The message that you receive becomes waves and energy. It wraps around you, it carries you, and it works over your body as if there are invisible energy hands taking care of this process. Your responsibility is very simple and clear. Just relax, open up, and trust that you are in the good hands of your own. I'm going to take a moment to step back and allow this process to be led by your internal intelligent resource. Remember that only you can open the door to these possibilities. Permit yourself to soften, open up, and relax even deeper. Remember that first of all, you are the receiver. And you are now remembering the art of receiving. Unconditional, infinite, nourishing energy. That was designed for you. And while you are here receiving this internal touch of your own resources, let me remind you that underneath you there is Earth, this huge sentient body of planet that is breathing and moving right now and is aware of your process. One of the voices of the earth is gravity. The resonance of gravitational force electromagnetic language. So as you are here, floating in the energy of your nerves, invite this gravity into this space, as if you're inviting an old dear friend to participate in this beautiful session. And let the voice of the earth, the gravity, come in, start leading and taking this procedure to the next stage. This is where the procedure of awakening your sciatic nerve is expanding from that space where you were floating to all other areas of the sciatic nerves on both sides. Be aware of what's happening when the gravity flows and pours into your legs, and what happens when it meets your nerves. Sense the details of this interaction. And I would like you to continuously feel the presence of this sentient being underneath your feet. And become curious about that space between your feet and the body of Earth, and the Gratfl electromagnetic resonance start sensing the most subtle and deepest fluctuations, vibrations, and rhythm that Earth is emitting towards your body. And do you remember from the image that I was showing you how the network of the smallest nerves in your feet branch out from the root of sciatic nerve, how it spreads all over through your feet and ankles and calves. The only way you can sense the resonance of the earth is through these nerves. So let them become your ears, your eyes, your hands that will hear, see, and touch the electromagnetic resonance, the Gratfl force, the deep and kind voice of the planet. Be open and curious and observe what is happening. And without any emotional judgment, but rather being in a mindset of a neutral, curious scientist, evaluate the state of your feet. If you're feeling some sort of disconnection or silence in your feet, do not be discouraged, but keep listening, because always in the beginning you only see or feel the superficial. But if you give yourself a moment of patience, open mind, and kindness, you will pass through that superficial layer, and you have an opportunity to tap into the real face of your feet. Your feet also possess their own abilities, purpose, growth, and wisdom. Keep listening to this growing subtlety and rhythm in your feet as they are in their communication with the earth. Very nice. And we are moving forward. Do you know that your feet have been waiting for you for so long? For you to descend all the way from your mind, from distractions, to come down here, to share this ground. Start feeling how your feet are turning into channels. solid, authentic pathways. And as any pathway, there is a transmission that goes in and out from the body into the body. And this is where the gravitational force of the earth is coming to the picture. Notice what kind of flow is available here between your legs and earth. What is happening here? And know that in order to feel the earth, to be connected to it, your feet don't have to be on the floor. They can be above or parallel. It doesn't really matter because we are inside the electromagnetic field of the earth all the time, despite of our position in the space. So in your posture, your legs and feet are also connected to that field. And something is moving along the legs, up or down. Maybe it has a rhythm. Maybe straight lines or spiraling patterns. Maybe it's loud and clear, or very quiet and subtle. Just observe. Energy moving up and down. Okay, this part is good. Now let's shift your focus to only down flow. From the lumbar spine all the way to the toes, acknowledging the presence of the earth. And let's develop your perception here. What does this down direction mean? Is something being released and let go? Indeed, this is how our body releases down to the earth. But this time, I would like to ask you not to choose what you want to let go and release from your body. And instead, let your conscious body decide. Let your sciatic nerve collaborate directly with the earth without your interference. Because if you lead this process personally, most of the time it happens from a place of judgment, self-judgment, as if there is some negativity in the body, something that's burdening you. And that can be a subjective opinion, where often we do not really know what is good or bad. We don't really know that. So instead of emotional mind taking over, give this process to the objective body who has wisdom and knowledge beyond thoughts and emotions. Just send this message, this request to your sciatic nerve and legs, that you trust them to decide and take actions. And you will take a position of the observer, feeler, and receiver. And this way you have a chance to learn what your body is capable of. Trust that when you communicate to your legs like this internally, they can hear you. And so your legs and nerves being entrusted this mission, gently step into their power and activate the downwards current all the way from lumbar spine through the pelvis, hips, down hamstrings, behind the knees, the calves, and spreading out through your feet. The earth beneath is welcoming your legs and receiving this with gratitude, opening up for you. Something is being washed away. Something is being realigned. All the systems involved with sciatic nerve here are being softened. Your reproductive system, your digestive, musculoskeletal, lymphatic, cardiovascular, everything. But the body doesn't separate them. It works with all of this as one connected living network. Whatever is happening there, take your time to feel and listen. Remember to be neutral and not interfere. One element that you can take as your responsibility is contentment. Enjoy this process. The action of releasing and letting go can be a soothing, supporting, and kind process. It is your choice how to interpret this. Whether it is a process of losing, failing, and grieving, which is a state of a victim, or it's a process of creating new space for future possibilities, which is a state of ownership. So be aware of those micro reactions and return yourself back to the neutral, content owner of these legs and nerves. As your nerves cooperate with the field of the earth, start sensing that this pathway of channels in the legs become uncluttered, more fluid, and open. There is more breath and blood flowing through your legs. Breath is like a wind. Blood vessels are like rivers. The wind is directing and moving these rivers. They are no longer separate, but become one union of friends who play with each other in this dynamic dance. The action or dynamics, according to the law of physics, is being stimulated by electrical impulses. Charge of electricity in your legs enforces these wind and rivers to flow, and remember coherence and harmony. And so you have three dynamic elements here: the wind, the rivers, and the energy that permeates through them. Listen to all of this process of changing weather and climate inside your legs. Maybe there will be a shower rain, a lightning, or deep, gentle thunder. It's all clearing. Just like after many days of drought, finally, nature has blessed this land of your pelvis, legs, and feet with long desired freshness of kind and gentle storm. And these elements, they know what to do. It is their territory. It is their home. So trust that you are safe. For this land is being prepared for you. The weather is slowly changing. Wind and rain are subsiding. Rivers of your blood vessels are finding its calm flow. Electricity of your sciatic nerve is balancing out the charge. The land, the air, and the sky of your legs and pelvis are clearing out. This is a momentum of silence and stillness after the storm. When everything is crystal clear and taking a pause, it is a space between no longer and not yet. Dwell in this time frame, silent your mind, and contemplate this precious moment with your whole body and mind. When sciatic nerve of your lumbar spine, pelvis, legs and feet is now in a state of harmony, here there is a presence of quiet anticipation. This vessel has relaxed and is opening up for an invitation. It's a natural consequence of the previous stage. Listen to this state of invitation. And it's not that you are inviting something. The invitation is an innate and natural ability of every cell of the sciatic nerve and legs. This is how they were from the moment you were conceived. Always opened, always welcoming. And after clearing in your legs, this welcoming is being remembered, restored. And it is a time to fully grasp the presence of the electromagnetic field of the earth beneath you, around you. They say that Earth has a resonance of Schumann, which is a very low frequency of vibration that liquid and dynamic core of the Earth is producing. This resonance is solid, stable, and powerful, so that the field spreads out to the space far beyond our atmosphere, creating a cocoon in which planet and its surrounding are dwelling. Your outer ear may not hear the sound of it, but your own energetic capacity in the body is connected to it all the time. Because your sciatic nerve is so powerful, it works as a censoring satellite that is turned downwards and tuned to this field. Every micro nerve fiber in your toes and soles of the feet, ankles, and all the way up to the lumbar spine. Take a moment to drop into your feet and listen. See the magnitude of the earth as if your eyes and ears are right now inside of your feet. Capture the electromagnetic movements of the planet. Every living being on the planet has own intimate, unique perception of the Earth's magnetic field into the body. Yours will be unique to you, and mine will be unique to me. Listen to that unique pattern that your legs and your body are hearing from the earth. For you, does it come as a rhythm or a continuous flow? Does it give any vibration? Study the micro details of how the field is coming in contact with your body. Despite we perceive Earth as a solid, hard matter, you can now sense that its electric body or energy body of the Earth is not solid and hard. It permeates and flows, vibrates. It's almost like an ocean of energy. The water of these oceans will always find its way to fill up new spaces, new vessels. And right now, as your legs are in state of opening and welcoming, start feeling how this electromagnetic ocean of the earth, drop by drop, gentle waves start pouring into the microchannels of the sciatic fiber nerves in your feet. Waves of the energy slowly crawling through the nerves, and it is really slow. You have to keep your mind aside and let it grow within your cell on its own terms and pace. And this is how the earth feels invited to fill you up. When you step back, open up yourself and patiently receive, the earth will pour its resonance into your vessel. Before, you were seeing how body worked on clearing and letting go. This time, it is all about receiving. Receiving is the ultimate purpose of your body, of yourself. The resonance of the earth and how your sciatic nerves are designed, they share a common nature. It's electric, it's dynamic. So Earth understands your nervous system as if they are from the same source. Sciatic nerves in your legs are designed to transmit this, so your body can receive the nourishment from the planet. Receiving part is your responsibility. It is a state of your perception and interpretation of yourself. The more you embody that you are worthy of this, that you are capable, the more you are receiving. Sense how the vibrational waves from the earth are ascending through your sciatic. Internally say yes to this. Do not stand on the way through self-judgments, because your judgments are ideas of yourself that do not actually exist. They are not real, but constructed artificially by the virtual emotional mind. What is real here is that you are the receiver. This is the only fundamental idea of your existence. Fully visualize and sense how this sentient energy of the earth field, all the way from the core, is climbing up your sciatic nerves and fills up thick channels in the pelvis and lumbar spine. Doesn't stop here. Sciatic nerve flows into spinal cord and becomes the whole spine and the brain. So actually your sciatic nerve is the tail of your brain. It's all one continuous line. From the very core of the earth to the surface, into your toes and feet, through the roots of sciatic nerve, into the spinal cord, and through to the core in your head. From the core of the earth to the core in your head. Reviving, igniting potentiality. Harmonizing charge. Calm and solid. gentle and powerful. Flowing and flowing. Waves of rhythmic resonance of the language of the earth, synchronizing with the resonance of your heartbeat. Every wave from the earth matches the rhythm of your heart. And it flows and flows. Sense how the state of the both sciatic nerves in your legs is opened, loud and clear like never before. The whole body opened up and remembered its original state of connecting and receiving from the source. Sense this resonance echoing through your whole physical vessels. Nerve vessels, blood vessels, organ vessels, cavities in the body vessels, spongy structure of bones, tiniest vessels, and the biggest vessel of skin that wraps all other inner vessels. The resonance of earth is transmitting through all of them. And beyond skin. At this point, your own electromagnetic field of resonance that is produced by the charge in the nervous system and the pulse of the heart is present and activated. Your own field. You can visualize it permeating through the body and around beyond the skin. Pulsing energy field. And visualize how it is connected, plugged into a gigantic electromagnetic field of the whole planet. Pulsing, vibrating energy field. Yourself, you are the core of these dynamic spheres. And you are sitting there like a little seed, occupying cozy, a warm little house. The place of your own. Your physical body. And it is inside of a cocoon of your electromagnetic field. Which is inside of the gigantic electromagnetic field of the Earth. Let yourself float there, feeling everything, receiving everything, and seeing it like you are a fetus yet to be born. And your own electromagnetic field is your placenta, feeding and developing you. And the field of the earth is the carrier, motherly nourishing space in which you are supplied with everything, infinitely and unconditionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, and beyond. There is no more differentiation. There are no more separate nerves, organs, or systems. There is only one united presence of everything together, all at once. You are the seed, you are the placenta, you are the carrier, you are the planet, and you are the space. And it's all right here, right now. You are the here, and you are the now. Just be. There is nothing else. Be here as long as it is present. Be here all by your great self. Myself, I am grateful to you, and I am stepping back.